Last year, I started working for myself, and so I needed a home office. I've taken an empty room in my house and turned it into an office. Here are some of my favorite items from my home office, and also kind of a tour, I guess. One, the Sketchboard Pro. This is a device that I've wanted for some time, but I didn't really want to pay that much for it. It's kind of expensive, 140 euros. But in the end, I did get it for my desk setup, and I really love it. It allows me to use my iPad and also use it while keeping my hands on the sketchboard itself. So what I've often done when using the iPad is that I would have my hands on the iPad, and that would kind of feel very cramped because if you use part of the space of the iPad just for keeping your hand on, then you lose that space for sketching. And whenever you want to go to the edge of the screen, you kind of fall off of the iPad. So that's not great ergonomically. The other nice thing is that I can move it around. I can also put it in portrait mode or easel mode, and that is actually it for that device. Very simple, but it does exactly what I want it to. The second thing is my laptop. It's an Aero 15 XD from Gigabyte. It's already 1.5 years old, so it only has 11th gen Intel CPU. It also has a 3070 NVIDIA GPU, 64 gigs of memory. I've recently upgraded it, and a 2 terabyte SSD. The thing I really like of the laptop is not specifically its specs, but it is the build and the extra features there. So it has numpad, which allows me to put in numbers pretty quickly whenever I use the laptop on its own. It has a lot of ports, three USB ports, HDMI, even a mini display port, and SD card reader. I'd say the only bad thing about it is that it only has one Thunderbolt port, but it still works. I also use a docking station with Thunderbolt, and also it has a 4K screen, an OLED 4K screen, which is really nice. The colors really pop. It's not really all that useful professionally because I'm an engineer, so I just mostly deal with documents and drawings. But it's nice for when I'm on the go and I'm watching something. So next thing is the wall panels. It's something that I wanted to do for some time to really soundproof the room a little bit more, also for making music, for recording, and for the sound quality for listening to the speakers. And I've installed a couple of panels, one above me, and then a couple of sides as well. It really amazed me how well the panels work for improving the sound quality. Of course, it also deadens the sound, which is great for recording, which I'm doing right now in the room, of course. I did not expect the speakers to sound so well with it. I've had another pair of these speakers in my living room for some time, and these speakers just sound so much better. I kind of get people who like speakers now because the spatialness, I guess, of the speakers is just really good, and I like listening to music without it, without headphones, even though I would normally always use headphones. So yeah, it's really great. I still do want to install some bass traps, but that will come some other time. And the last thing would be this cable holder from Anchor. It has a magnetic part that you put around the cable, and it's more like a designated space for the cables that you need for charging. I like it because else the cables will be all over the place, and now I will always put it back at one spot. I really like having a specific spot to keep something because you're not always looking for it. So that has been an overview of my home office. If you have any questions, please put them down below, and I hope you have a nice day.